I'm gonna be playing Warcraft 3, and I want to record some of it. I have a mini base set up, still kind of new to this, so I'm getting used to it. And I'm doing it one-handed since I have nothing to place it on. Gunpowder, iron forge, iron plating, soldier, leather armor, footman. Okay. I also did get another trophy on the I need user. It was very easy because we were shooting explosive rounds out of the Chico. And here's that trophy. I then just finished that mission because it was very short, and we got another trophy, but only after a giant explosion happened that lit up the night sky. Ready for glorious. The next mission was then back to Christ, and it was called Safe House. One of the most challenging missions in this questline arc. But the main goal is to go through all these houses in this little village and just clear them of enemies as we search for that Al-Assad guy from earlier, who was the main villain so far in the story. And clearing the houses kind of sucked balls because you could just get dropped by a man hiding in the corner so damn easy it was a joke. However, upon finding Al-Assad, he was just in the furthest back house. Why does it double click? Price interrogates him, and we just kind of watched an execution occur. Love to see it, Daddy Price. He also gave us 2 trophies. I'm listening to something in the background. But then you begin the story arc with a dude named Matt. He has the hardest missions in the game by far without a That's what I'm listening to. Begin by just stuffing around enemies, trying to get up to this vantage point to snipe a high target enemy. On the way though, I did fuck up immediately, as you can see, and a dog attacked me. But I survived it surprisingly, which gave me a trophy. The next trophy I got was them completing the mission we were on without alerting any enemies. And obviously, I did alert them, but I guess if you die or restart checkpoint, it doesn't count towards that. And they have to be alerted upon you finishing the mission or something. I have no clue, to be honest, but here's the trophy anyways. So then you do begin the actual hard part of his story arc, and it starts off relatively challenging with us having to snipe this dude we were after. I missed a ton because of the wind speed, so I resulted to just unloading my entire mag, and it worked out great. But then you do have to escape the enemies, and a time limit is also given. The time limit isn't really the issue, it's just not dying. No game. Villain also gets injured, and you have to carry the motherfucker for the rest of the mission on your shoulders through enemy lines getting chased. I can't even say how many times I died because I can't count that high. I had a small town public school education. But at the ending of this, after you carry him, you have to stash this guy in some bushes behind the Ferris wheel, and you sort of set up a big last stand as Exfil comes in from a few kilometers away. Now this on its own is already insanely hard because, spoiler, enemies just infinitely spawn in to kill you. And I'm not just saying that since I died a lot and it felt like infinite enemies. They literally are infinite. You cannot kill them all. But what made this even worse is I was going after all the intel on this mission, and there was a certain intel piece that you cannot get unless you're hiding inside of an enemy spawn off to the back left of the map we are in, because the intel is shoved inside of an enemy spawn and enemies have to come through to open the doors. So I just sit there and just kind of get repeatedly by the enemies. It was a genuine challenge. Eventually, after like an hour of death, I did figure out a good method, and it is to just not hide. Yeah, you gotta look your problems in the face and tell them to f off by sniping them over and over. This works in real life also, just don't bring a gun is my best advice. Eventually the fighting died down and I did run and grab the intel, but then the second stage of this was to pick up Macmillan again and then take him to the helicopter, which is where I found even more pain because there was no way in hell I was making it all the way back to him, picking him up, then walking back to the helicopter before getting shot or the helicopter just leaving. Which led me to Google some strategies, and I ultimately found this one that just had us go prone in this little shack because grenades and enemies cannot hit you through it. Occasionally a grenade will fall in, but you can just throw it back pretty easily. And then all that is left is to get a bit lucky with the Exfil. Making it to Macmillan is still a challenge, but this is by far the best method of beating this very hard combat section. Once you do get Macmillan on your shoulders though and make it around the Ferris wheel, you're pretty much safe because the Exfil does have a boys on helping defense, and upon stepping in, you succeed. The helicopter finally takes us out of this hellscape, and 2 trophies pop. Yes, my lord. No, I don't know if this is copyright. But above. Anyways, the next mission was also kind of asked, but there wasn't any trophies from it, so I'm just going to skip past it because it was pretty basic. Come on, I'm not double clicking. Come on. And the mission I am on right now had us chasing after his son, who goddamn was a great runner. Bro must have loved Keep and Blacksmith, of course. Numerous buildings, numerous fights, floors, until reaching the very top of this one, and he just dropped No, my god, this is stupid. Trophies, and all it costed was 1 life. Get it? Because he Anyways, we're then on the last mission or so, and these are all very hard, but only because of the time constraint that is very prevalent throughout it. I mean, the cannon is just blaring into the floor with the eye, so the enemies here are also very, very good, and I died so many times. Good? By the time when it was coming down to like missile launches that we had to stop launching, but also putting in the front of the characters, the missiles in the air already Now, if we don't do that in time,
Once I build up an army,
I don't know
I'm gonna go attack some of their
and
bases.
like I said, I just dived over and over. There really wasn't too much else to it. The best strategy I found was to play very careful but very quick. Also making sure to use grenades more than I have been.
Oh my god, there we go.
Very effective, seeing as enemies like
So then I'm gonna want to
ultimately, though,
upgrade.
in the final area, the final piece of intel was also there, and I grabbed it, getting my 30th out of 30, and nailing out that trophy.
So I have.
But then you do put in the kills and the saves.
I need to build some of these badly. 27, 30, 33, 36. How much do they give me? 6 food, so I might.
But it ends with us on this bridge, and the ending is honestly kind of mid. Some dude next to me got dropped hard as shit, and I
Yo, why is it double clicking, man? Not double clicking.
Which I did do by just shooting him in the face. Then all the good Russians we were teamed up with just show up to save the day. Mid-ass ending, but
sorry, my hand kind of tired.
From doing this bonus playing level on veteran, and this is the hardest mission in the game by far, but it's not really a story mission since it is a bonus level. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very burnt out from veteran at this point, so I did use these glitch. It was shameless, and I worked without issues with the totally popping. I should be ashamed, but I don't feel any, so suck it. Anyways, moving on, and then began the stream of the game, and I decided to start with getting the record time in the ship train that I mentioned earlier. I've done a ton of these in games, from Modern Warfare 2 to Titanfall 2, both having time trial training trophies, and the only real strategy or advice for these is always just do them over and over and over, and you'll eventually get it.
Yeah.
We were very
I'm gonna make one. No, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
So I just tried this over and over, eventually getting both trophies, and it really wasn't that bad. I did come in my pants so upon getting the record time, however, so it's many words, but that's just stuff.
Did he?
But then I did really just dive into stage 2, the cleanup trophy stage. First doing a trophy called Your Show Sucks, we're going back to the broadcast mission and destroying every TV unit that was broadcasting the terrorist propaganda. I also watched this video from PS5 trophies to help me because I couldn't do it myself.
So I have another mini army that's gonna go help with these. These ones over here. Okay. Hopefully I have you. Yo. Why aren't you working? Like stupid.
There was then a bit of a difficulty trophy I went after called Time Paradox from killing after completing the mission. This is that sniper level with Makarov.
I'm holding it down.
Target, then swap over to Makarov, who was the main villain in other COD games if you don't remember. And it is kind of a fun Easter egg, but hitting both shots took me a minute due to the wind. You know, it really must have been the wind, the true sense right now last time. Anyways, I was then back to the farming, getting a kill 20 times on a dog with a knife. I feel shame, but hey, those
sorry.
I then completed any level without reloading a weapon.
Holding
I
back.
also did this by
saying
using a knife the entire time, which was also a trophy called Master Ninja. Getting both pops at doing very first level of the game, so that's cool.
Oh my god. My arm is getting tired. I'm gonna have to end it soon. I just want to show you a glimpse of it after I'm done fighting.
Which was sort of hard to get, but you had to alert this helicopter back in those horrible knockdown missions, and then take it down with a javelin, which took 2 shots by the way because it deflects the first one, so that's awesome. Wish I knew that before we set checkpoint 6 times. Anyways, once destroying it with 2 pops. So I now only have 3 more.
Well, look at what we have here. One of the enemy bases. Or this might be their main base. I don't know.
But I want to say a huge thanks and shout out to the guide creator of this game for the guide on PS profiles for laying out the unlikely use guns.
Attack.
They were really all I was missing, so I just couldn't go through them. And I used all the red ones, evidently getting the trophy upon using the final RNG, and the trophy pops on that with the fire myself. So that was the mono.
I know, I'm sending in my other ones. Go. Attack. You cannot afford to lose anyone. Shit. Oh my god. No, I don't want you to focus. I want you to focus on. Oh my lord. No. Forget about him. I need you to attack this. This is the main problem with losing people. Okay. So I was being stupid. I need to go back. Yo, this game hates me.
Show us a target. You made the right choice. It's on!
We see anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 animals come through our doors every year.
If we
One
can
of
do
the things
this,
that is most unique about
we need to
our
rebuild.
is that we have a canine
And
Where do you want us?
we are able to take adoptable
and hold
animals and
here.
use them for extra love and training.
I
And not
can
every shelter is
position
able
the
to do
hold
that.
there. Have
Let's get to fighting.
him
As an owner request,
there.
Wow!
we have been hit by a
And go
car,
all the way
and
back.
the veterinarian, they basically said there's really nothing we can do because a doctor actually builds orthopedics.
And my back hurts, and I don't know why my back hurts.
Nutcracker.
My name is Sammy, I'm a sandwich boy.
Ready for action.
Let's decorate, don't hate decorate, baby.
There will be no points when you got it messing on yourself.
I'm literally about to hit a club. Some special boy.
After this, I'm gonna go back to over here. Because they're gonna rebuild their army as well.
What could go wrong?
So
Yes, my lord.
I'm gonna have everyone
Ready for action.
You may see right above
farm.
in real time.
Yep, and that's what I said. Goodbye.